Hello everyone, welcome to Onboard Digital Classes. So today we'll be discussing about National Education Policy 2020. But before that, let's begin our discussion by this very famous quote by Albert Einstein, where he says that education is not learning of facts, it's rather training of the mind to think. It's very relevant, especially in today's day and age, because facts are something that we can find easily if we Google it. But to develop a mind to think is something that we really need to work hard. And who is Albert Einstein? He was a German theoretical physicist who gave the theory of relativity is equals to mc squared, where he says that mass and energy are interchangeable and mass can be converted into energy and vice versa. Let's understand the history of national education policy. First, it was introduced in 1968 under Indira Gandhi government. Second education policy was introduced in 1986 under Rajiv Gandhi government. And third education policy was introduced in 2020 under Modi government. Apart from that, a significant reform was done when Article 21A was introduced and Right to Education Act was passed in the Parliament. And as per this article, there are free and compulsory education for the age 6 to 14 years. Third education policy is drafted under K. Kasturirangan committee, and there were 9 members in that committee. So what are the important changes that happened after National Education Policy 2020? First, HRD Ministry was renamed as Ministry of Education, and there was a proposal to increase the percentage of education from 1.6% to 6%, and also to increase gross enrollment ratio by 50% by 2035. So previous structure was 10 plus 2, that is in 10 we used to give boards, and in 2, that is plus 2, in class 12 we used to get boards. But now the structure is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, wherein 3 years of Anganwadi and 2 years of class 1 and 2 is also included in this new structure. And it also has early childhood care and education from the age 3 is also included, which aims at promoting better and overall learning development and well-being. Now let's understand the changes in the school education system. The students can learn coding from class 6. Now they don't have to go in the computer class and do painting. They can start learning coding from class 6. And also mother tongue will be the medium of instruction till grade 5th. Why? Because it's easier for students to grasp in the mother tongue than in any other languages. The report card will be comprehensive based on skill capabilities. That means if the student is good in sports or if the student is good in drawing, even those activities will be taken into consideration while making the report card. So what are the changes that happen in higher education? First, there will be a single regulator for higher education except for medical and legal. Why? Because medical and legal are very technical subjects. MPhil will be discontinued because there are many scammers universities which used to give MPhil degree by taking some cash or money. Okay. Other is the flexibility of subjects. For instance, if the student is of science background, the student can take humanities subjects as well. Public investment in education to reach 6% GDP at the earliest. So this is an aim of a government to increase the percentage of GDP in education till 6%. Now let's see the impact in language. They'll be promoting Sanskrit and other classical languages and literature. So there are 6 classical languages, namely Tamil, Sanskrit, Oriya, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. Nepali, Hindi, Bengali are not part of classical languages. Academic Bank of Credits. This is a very new scheme which is brought by the government in National Education Policy, wherein 1 year sabbatical to the students is given and then they can join and restart the course at any point of time. Okay. This National Education Policy also ensures that there are flexible courses, that is no binding subjects or no binding courses to a student. There are multiple entry and exit facility to the students, multidisciplinary education and research universities. Why National Education Policy is focusing in that is because today if you see the list of top 100 ranking universities in the world, not a single Indian university falls in that list. So in order to improve our ranking, we must focus on research universities as well. And in order to facilitate our universities, there will be a National Research Foundation, which is going to be the apex body to promote research. So what are the changes for the teachers? National curriculum framework for the teachers' education will be established, and by 2030, minimum degree qualification in order to become a teacher is 4 years integrated B.Ed degree. Objectives of NEP. First is universalization of education. Now, what is the primary benefit of universalization of education is that if a student is from Gujarat and if he wants to study in Delhi, now what happens is that due to different curriculum in different states, the student will have to either restart his entire education in Delhi or will have to be acquainted with the system of Delhi. So it becomes very difficult for the student to adjust. With universalization of education, the student will be able to adjust more effectively. Achieving global standards of education, that is another objective of national education policy, and we need to reduce the difference between private and government education, because we can see that there is a huge gap between a private and a government institution in India today. What is the aim of national education policy? First is early childhood care and education, the foundation of learning. Second is foundational literacy and numeracy, because we have seen many students who are afraid of mathematics today. And this is an urgent and necessary prerequisite to learning, because if the student is very good in mathematics and numeracy, so it becomes easier for the student to cope up with the future syllabus. Curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education at all levels. Government want to decrease the dropout rates in the school. That is the reason why they bought midday meal scheme, which has proven to be very successful to curtail the dropout rates. Another step which government took was to build a separate toilet for girls. Since there was a security concern, girls only used to come to school till certain age. After that, they did not come to school. Why? Because there was no separate toilets for the girls in the school. So government started building toilets in the school for girls, and the dropout rates has also decreased. Now, these are various things which the government has done in the past. Now the government needs to do more in order to curtail the dropout rates. Curriculum and pedagogy in school learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable and engaging. It should not be like whatever the teacher asks the students to learn, the student mug up and then write in the exam and pass. It should not be like that. It should be holistic, and at the same time it should be enjoyable as well. Critical thinking is very important in today's day and age, because students are told by the teachers what to do and then they do exactly what is said by the teachers, because they need to pass the exam and move on to the next class, which has limit our thinking capability. Empower students through flexibility in their course choices. We have already discussed this. Multilingualism and the power of language. Especially in the country like Bharat, which is extremely diverse, every individual must know at least 2 to 3 languages. National education policy came into effect in 2020. Now today is 2024. 4 years have passed since national education policy came into effect. Now let's discuss the report card. But before that, it's a very interesting line. For any idea to fructify and sustain, it has to be politically acceptable, socially desirable, technologically feasible, financially viable, administratively doable, judicially tenable, emotionally relatable, and environmentally sustainable. And for national education policy, except for financially viable condition, everything is achievable. Why not financially viable? Because till date, maximum contributions of GDP in education is 3%. Last year budget allocation was highest ever in the history of Bharat, which was 1,12,889.47 crores. But overall, India spends still less than 3.5% of GDP of education. And national education policy aimed to increase its percentage by 6%, which is extremely far-fetched. Another problem is lack of trained human resources. For example, we don't have proper Anganwadi workers. They lack skills for preschool education. We don't have adequate teachers for vocational courses, and there are no specialized teachers in mother tongue. So these are some concerns regarding the implementation of national education policy. This was a short lecture in national education policy. So if you like the video, please do like it, share it among your friends and family, and subscribe the channel. And also whatever you feel about the video, please do comment in the comment section below. Thank you very much.